Hey everybody, welcome to the fourth talk from the Hashnode Bootcamp Season 3. This season's bootcamp focuses on building an effective personal brand as a developer. We have a lot of amazing speakers from whom you can learn a lot. We are really excited to host this edition and learn from these amazing and knowledgeable speakers, developers. So we would like to know if you are too. Please let us know in the comments. Say a warm welcome for Sultan, let us know if you are happy, and let's kick it off. I'll hand it over to Edidiong to introduce us and to talk a little bit more, and then we'll listen to Sultan.
Awesome, thank you very much. Hi everyone, welcome again to today's session. My name is Edidiong Asikpo. I work as a developer advocate at Hashnode. I love technical writing, building communities, and sharing tech content on my blog. I'm also here with my awesome colleague, Catalin, who also works as a developer advocate at Hashnode. He loves sharing insightful tech content on his YouTube channel and blog, and in his spare time, loves to drive quads and play PC games. If you don't already know this, Hashnode is a free content creation platform for developers that lets you spin up a tech blog in under 2 minutes, which also empowers you to connect that tech blog to your custom domain, customize that blog, and also get readership from our developer community. At the end of this session, we'll be answering questions. So if you have any question during the talk, feel free to click on the questions icon at the bottom right corner of your screen and type in your question, and we'll do well to answer all those questions once Sultan is done with his talk. And also keep in mind that we'll be giving out free t-shirts to people with the most interesting content about this bootcamp. So feel free to share what you've learned in the bootcamp using Hashnode Bootcamp hashtag. Thank you.
Is that my cue?
No, 1 second.
I'll introduce you in a few seconds. So this bootcamp is about building an effective personal brand as a developer. We have 6 talks. This is the fourth, and they are spent over 14 days. Today we have the one and only Sultan, who is a developer advocate, ambassador for Grantfortheweb, and works for Talent QL. Moreover, he's a volunteer for Dev Career, which helps people start in tech. Sultan is a well-known figure in the tech community, and he's doing an amazing mission with and for people. He helps many people get the equipment needed to code, and it also helps them land jobs in tech. Today, he's going to talk about a very interesting and popular topic which interests all of us. That's money. More specifically, about the several revenue models for software engineers. That's all from me, and I would like to welcome Sultan onto the stage. Over to you, friend.
Yep. Hello. Is voice coming out? Okay. Hello, Catalin. Can you hear me? Okay, somebody. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Yeah, my name is Sultan. It's my real name. I think Sunday Sultan. So I'm a software engineer. I work at Talent QL right now. Talent QL is the IRM platform for software engineers in Africa. And also I work at Dev Careers. Dev Careers is a non-profit. Oh, I'm wearing mask at home because there's COVID-19. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm advocate for mask wearing, so please put on your mask 24/7. All right, so I also work at Dev Careers. Dev Careers is a non-profit for underrepresented folks in Africa. So we support with laptop courses, mentorships, and training in software engineering. We're currently in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and Zambia for Dev Careers. And also, I'm an ambassador at Grantfortheweb. So Grantfortheweb is like a child company of Creative Commons, Coil, and Mozilla. So I'm working as an advocate to push the adoption of web monetization in Africa. Thank you very much. I think that's pretty much all about me. Thank you very much. All right, so talking about the various revenue models. Is my voice clear? Is anybody there? Be sure. All right, thank you very much. So I want to talk about the various revenue models for software engineers. But before even diving into the whole revenue model itself. And also, yeah, what I have in mind for this is not going to be like the official me just presenting and talking. Along the way, you can use the questions, not the chat section, the question section to ask detailed questions. So I would read it out and talk about and answer it. So it can be spontaneous. So whatever I want to say next might actually be based on situation. So you're free to ask me real life example questions, personal tech itself, and revenue makings and co. But when you just exchange revenue for money making, actually, let's use the word money. Money is not like official, you know. So when people search my name online, it comes up when they talk about finance. I've used the word keyword revenue, but ideally we're talking about money. So yeah, as majorly this talk is about how to make money or more money as a software engineer. Simple, but if I use revenue to make me look tush and to make me look geeky and like finance talks, that's just why. All right. So please, you can use the question section to ask me questions about that. I would try and share my screen now. Okay. Just a minute, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I really don't have a lot of stuff actually to share. It's just one basic screen. That's all. Okay. So yes, is the screen clear right now? I think it's still loading. Is the screen clear right now? Let me check over here. Yeah, I don't know. Catalin, can you, I'm not looking at the screen right now, so I can't read the text. But Catalin, can you just help out with, should I say, checking and just telling me if the screen is clear? You can unmute your mic. I think I have to come here and read.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Somebody said they can see the slide right now. All right, so yeah, revenue models for software engineer. I said earlier, you can just substitute the word revenue for money. For money models in general. So ideally, this is how to make money as a software engineer. A little bit info me Sultan, and I think that's all actually. Nothing much about me. All right, so this is everything we'll be talking about actually today. Freelancers, side gigs, consultations. Wow, did I just write consult? This is interesting. Yeah, so permit me. I might have to edit my slide live here. Console. How come I wrote console? Wow. So this works, right? Is this even correct? Yeah, thank you very much. All right, so this works. Yeah, so freelancers, side gigs, consultations, writing, fixed pays, and web monetization. So yeah, ideally, I will try and relate this with my own personal work and my own personal experience itself. I believe it's hard getting job out. If you're just starting out as a software engineer, it's pretty much hard, very hard. Number one is because while you must have worked on a lot of projects already, you don't have real life experience and companies are not really willing to take a bet on you. That's one. Number two is you have a lot of startups that are not fully structured yet. And what that means is that when you come into a company, you're supposed to have like somebody to hold your hands and set things up for you. That takes a lot of time. And that takes a lot of resources also. But the startups don't really have these structures laid out from the beginning. It means that they don't have the power to decide that they want to hire somebody and spend the next 3-4 months training that particular person to be productive for them. So when you look at all these what do you call them? All these reasons, you see that sometimes we cannot just blame startups for not hiring beginners or junior level engineers. And also it's because they have to ship as fast as possible. Startups have very limited time before the big groups decide to implement their company as a feature. So it means that as fast as possible, they have to keep making changes. And in this fast-paced environment, it's hard for them to be able to hold your hands and also set you up also for work. So exactly how do you get the experience? And it's a two-way, it's not a two-way thing, it's you stuck in a loop where everybody's asking you, oh, you need experience to work. And you're trying to work so you can get experience. But whenever you want to work, people are still asking you to bring experience before you work. So you get stuck there. And exactly how do you leave this particular loop? Quite a lot of ways. You could get lucky on internship and co. I mean, that's probably the reason why internship came up. And it's quite interesting, actually, because I think, this is the first time I'm saying it, but I think tech itself is not fully organized. Now, the Fortune 500 company, the farm company, they have a way of bringing in associate developers, associate engineer, intern engineer, hiring them directly out of schools to come intern in their company. They have the money, they have the time, they have the resources. That's interesting. But when you look at fields like, should I say law? I think law is pretty much established. And the reason is because lawyers and accountants here also, there is this notion of you have an associate engineer, associate lawyer, associate accountant, that you know that no matter how small the law firm is, they already have that set out that, oh, we need associate lawyers to learn from the ones that have actually made it the industry. But we don't really have that stamp when it comes to software engineering. So maybe it's because law is not something you can learn on your own. I mean, you can't just take a course on Udemy and say that you're a lawyer. Maybe that's the reason why it's like that. But I think we could definitely still make adjustment when it comes to tech itself. That would really help us. Yeah, so freelancing is what exactly is freelancing? Freelancing is just you doing freely and lancing at the same time. So yeah, you're definitely, and that was a joke, sorry. So you're definitely working for people on your own time. I can say maybe a little bit on your own terms, but ideally you're not tied to one particular company. So that means it's easier if you're just starting up your career for you to start as a freelancer. I mean, of course, look for full-time job, look for intern roles, but if those are not coming true, those don't just wait there, don't just stay there waiting. You can pick up freelancing. And how exactly do you get freelancing? When I started my own freelancing, there are major two ways to go when it comes to freelancing, actually. Number one way is, okay, I think I have to do this. I have to live here now. So number one way when it comes to freelancing itself is, number one is, should I say F and F? That's family and friends. And then the second one is, should I say platforms? By F and F, I meant meaning family and friends. So yeah, it's easier for you to get jobs from family and friends. Actually, it's easier for you to get jobs from family and friends. So when you're starting your freelance journey itself, you could definitely check telling your family and friends that you are available for this role, that, oh, you can help them do something like this. Make suggestions, give company suggestions, give them idea. Tell that your uncle that owns a cement company, a cement making company, a retail company, tell him that, oh, you could provide this software to actually make sales easier for them. Tell them you can provide this service for them to boost sales. Tell them you can help them set up social media integrations. You can tell them, I'll give them advice on how their business can do better and plug yourself into that. Oh, uncle, I can make a call for your real estate website. Minimum people will be able to search you out online. You can showcase the houses you have, things like that. Oh, I can help you set up this. I can build this for you. When you give people those options, of course, not everybody will listen to the options. And a lot of people will tell you they are interested. And then when you tell them, oh, pay $200, then it becomes like, just this small thing you want to do, but you definitely get that. I mean, I was certain like a year, like last year, was it last year or so? Somebody I spoke to 3, 4, 5 years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, about building a website, just called me like, yeah, that website you told me about, are you ready? I think that was 30,000 naira. I was charging 30,000 naira about 5, 6 years ago or so. And the person called me back and was like, okay, that website that you told me about, I want to do it now. I'm like, are you joking? So things like that will definitely happen. But then you still end up being friends who are definitely genuinely interested in building this. And also, one more thing, also, if you're in school, reach out to folks in different departments. Some of them wants to build websites to go along with whatever financial project they're doing. Freelance, I'm just saying. That's one. So yeah, F and L for your friends and family helps a lot. I think that they're going to be like number one trustees and number one customers. Then the other one is platforms. The platforms I'm talking about, platforms like Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr. I used to do Fiverr back in the days, but for a lot of reasons, it's no longer available as it used to be in Nigeria, actually. But there are a lot of these platforms out there that you can look out for, where folks post job, you can help companies fix feature and get paid. So when you look at this platform, also it's a way for you to build your portfolio and also for you to work on different projects. It's so amazing that it's vast, and you can be building a WordPress website today, and tomorrow you're fixing one bug in PHP, and next tomorrow you're helping somebody set up a Shopify list, and the next thing is you're in a video. It's wide like that. So you just have to pick exactly where you want to go into. So these platforms, Fiverr, Upwork, freelancers, you go there, you create an account, and you get to work with a lot of people. Okay, let me wait first. I think before to side gigs, let me come back here and see what people are saying here. Okay, I'm seeing questions. And somebody asked, could friends and family work be considered put in our LinkedIn profile? Oh, actually, yes. like fully, yes. If you work for your friends and family, put it on your LinkedIn profile. If you built a shopping system for your uncle, put it there as long as you're actually able to structure it very well. And the idea of having work on your LinkedIn profile is just to showcase, not only to showcase where you've worked, but also to showcase what you've worked on. So if it does not have to be big companies only that would be on your LinkedIn profile also. You could put it there and just explain that this is what you did. I built this using this, and this particular period. Maintained it over this period of years. When this company started having more users, I migrated from cPanel to pushing our code to GitHub and integrating continuous implement. Just explain it there, and definitely people would get it. I mean, there are tons of millions of companies in the world, so definitely nobody knows all the old companies. Just make sure you ask your friends and family what the name of the company is. And if it's not, they don't really have a company, I just built a particular tool for them. Write it there as the company, give the company a name yourself, which is called Freelance. Simple, write it there. Don't forge, don't do that. Don't forge a company name, but write it there that this is a freelance work. But now, to better explain what you did, then try and put in there that this was what exactly you did there. I built this using this. Hi, Edidiong, I can see you. What's up?
Hi. No, I was wondering if you're ready to start answering questions so I could read out the questions for you to answer. Or you're just taking a break.
I'm seeing I will definitely go back to the slide actually, Sha. I'm just trying to make it spontaneous actually. All right, so
no
okay, that's it. How do you determine the amount you charge for freelancers? Really in our hourly rates. So the truth is, it's not easy for you to determine what your hourly rates would be. So I would advise, what I do is it's not about the amount of work to put into it, actually. It's about how important the work you want to do is to the person you're charging. That's the truth. So you could charge $200 for somebody you know that has $200, but end up charging $2,000 to somebody else. So the best way to charge is to find out how important that work is to the person that you're actually billing. If you are submitting invoice to a company, make your research and see how rich the company is, and that's the truth. There's some companies, I've submitted a lot of proposals and sometimes I've gotten feedbacks from HRs and friends, and like our CEO said your price is too cheap. Like, probably don't know what you are doing. There's that mentality that if it's too cheap, it's definitely not good. Stuff like that. So you make your research about the company before submitting proposals. You make sure exactly what the person wants to do before you actually jump into giving the person price. So your price will continue to vary depending on what the work is and also how important you think it is to that particular person. I'll come back to many questions, but let me go forward and jump on my slide. But yeah, definitely keep dropping the questions. You'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm presenting my slides now. Yeah, side gigs. Now, side gigs are majorly, it's called a side gig because you have a front gig, which is your full-time job. So when you have a side gig, and side gig is, you see, the remaining three stuffs are kind of intertwined. So side gig is majorly, you have a full-time job and you're like, man, I still have a free time with me and I could definitely make a few dollars on the side. So yeah, side gig are quite encouraged as long as it's not affecting your full-time job. I'm an advocate for you to make as much money as you can, sincerely. Because how else will you buy a Lamborghini if you don't have enough money? So yeah, make enough money. Sincerely, everybody needs a Tesla. I definitely need a Tesla. I'll get a Tesla very soon, hopefully. But then it means do a lot of side gigs as best as you can. But don't make it. I'm not an advocate for you doing side gig that will affect your full-time job. No. If you know you're gonna affect your full-time job, you're getting more money from side gig, then quit your full-time job. It's simple. All right, so yeah, side gigs, get jobs on contracts, submit proposals to companies, proposals to government, submit proposals for projects and work on side gig. That's pretty fantastic. Also, one cool thing you could do is if you are still a beginner or a junior engineer and you probably don't have a job yet, look for other engineers that are like you, other junior engineers who come together, 2 or 3 people, build a project and try and market the project itself. What I'm saying is sell the project. I'm not saying you should. You can definitely build a company. Yeah, that's cool. You'll do it. Also, you could come together and form a team to work on it from individuals or companies. So if you're a front-end engineer, you could find another back-end engineer, look for 2 on each side, both of you complement each other. Then you probably submit proposals to companies or get gigs from family and friends so you can work together as a team. You build experience together, you make money together also. There's a way you could get about that. Consultation. Okay, this is tricky. Consultations are majorly for senior engineers. I mean, I did not specify that this talk is only for junior or mid-level engineers also. So consultation is mainly for senior engineers. It's like a side gig. except for the fact that you are legally binded and you have much more responsibilities. So if you are consulting for a company, you have a responsibility to that particular company. So it's not really a side gig. So you could charge in terms of hourly rate or monthly rate or so, but it's more like a side gig that has a PhD. Exactly. So it's like a side gig that went to Harvard. It's still a side gig, but this kind of side gig now you cannot just do anyhow because it's like an official side gig. That's the way I'm seeing the word consultation there. Writing, more boys they write though, seriously. Boys are writing 247. Writing will make you money, sincerely. Man, writing will make you money. And yeah, writing is into different platforms. And before I get into writing itself, let me come back and check on with the audience at the back. Let me come to and get up check up questions. Okay, I've never freelanced before. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think when are you launching Talent Square in Kenya? Very soon. Don't worry. You get updates. Update is coming. Don't worry. We learned here in Kenya. What are the challenges you face initially when you started up freelancing? Oh, the challenge I faced was based on different factors. Now, one was is the freelance I wanted to work about. If it's from an international company, I had issues with payments and money and code. That's one. Number two is the platforms are not really supporting Nigerians. For example, then you had to use a VPN on Fiverr. What am I even saying on live channel like this? All right, I'm just saying some platforms like Fiverr don't allow you to create an account from Nigeria, verify the account. You can create an account, but I think you can't verify the account. Same thing for platforms that are up old. You can't really, you understand? You have issues with a lot of these platforms that don't have verification systems for Africans or for Nigeria or other countries in Africa. So these are part of the challenges you face. So it's really tricky actually. You have to find a way around that and submit your full government info to Fiverr. So yeah, that's one of the major challenges also. And also in terms of pricing is a big challenge also. Since no matter how good I think I've hacked pricing, sometimes you end up overcharging or undercharging. But at least best case scenario, you end up still making money and you learn from whatever mistakes you've made. Sincerely, a lot of the work I get from freelancers are returning clients. I've worked for somebody and now they're recommending me to somebody else. So make sure you do a solid job for whoever you're working, irrespective of the price. So if you think you undercharged, still perform good. If you overcharge, perform good also. Definitely extra. Because that person might end up going to somebody else. And the whole last one shall be good, okay. Could friends and family work consider? Yes, okay. Thoughts on time-based billing versus value-based billing. That's interesting. I've always wanted to have this particular talk. Thoughts on time-based billing versus value-based billing. I think in this particular case, I would definitely go for value-based billing. And that's because, and in this particular case, I also use an hack. Now, the value-based billing will now be dependent on not the value of the project, but what the project is to you. So you understand that means whatever company, if it's an individual, how bad does this particular person, and also how much can this particular person afford? So you have to be very flexible to get the best. So you don't stick yourself and say, oh, I charge $1,000 for this particular kind of work. The person might be willing to pay $10,000. Now, whatever work you're doing when it comes to software engineering, if you're going to spend just 2 days setting up a WordPress website, the person that is billing you, that you are billing, is not paying you for the 2 days of work you are doing. The person is paying you for the numbers of the months, sleepless nights, years of learning to be able to do that particular work in just 2 days. So if you are giving me a contract and after a week I've built a fully functioning platform for you, you're not paying me for 1 week. No, you are paying me for the time it took me to be able to do that particular work in 1 week. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, like that. So you're paying for the combined years of experience I've gathered, time and resources I've actually put into this particular practice to make it possible for me to be able to build that particular platform for you in 1 week. So that's, you have to think loose, and I think that would really help a lot. How do you determine the amount to charge? Okay, what legal issues what legal issues do you put on when you want to receive it? There are a lot of platforms right now that are actually helping out with this. You want to receive money from international companies. There is a platform called Remify. Remify is a Nigerian startup, and Remify is specifically helping with something like this. Where Remify is, you can check them out online. Remify is helping with specifically. Remify gives you a US account. Remify gives you a US bank account, and when you go to Remify, you're going to sign up and you can receive pay for your work from any country through Remify. You get a US bank account, and they can pay into the US, and from there you can transfer to your Nigeria, Ghanaian, Kenyan account, any account actually itself. So yeah, Verify definitely helps. So you don't have also I think they pretty much handle the legal issue. You don't have anything like legal issue there. How can we negotiate our job schedule with our customers? I really don't understand that particular question. Other than the side gig and a side job. A side job is you're working 9 to 5 in two different places. A side gig is you're working anytime in a different place, sincerely. Okay, let me go back to my slides and finish my talk. Okay, back to the slide. All right, so yeah, writing, fixed page and web monetization. Now, let me put it like this now. In the 20th century, a lot of people discovered that it's quite easy for you to learn and also for you to share a exact experience you've learned doing that particular work. That's one. And also in the same 20th century, people discovered that whatever problem you are going through, somebody else must have gone through it also. That was the second problem that was discovered in the 20th century. And people started asking themselves, how exactly do I get to share my problems and solutions with people out there and make money? That was one. People also ask, how do I also get to share my problems and solutions out there for myself in the future? Because there are times where you're looking for something on how to do something in particular, and it's possible that you even start up on your own article, you apply to somebody else itself. So it's pretty much tricky. So after that particular 21st century, 20 people, 20 engineers came together, they sat down and was like, what are we going to do? Then they came up with the words writing. Okay, that was just a joke. No, nobody came up with writing has been for a long time, actually. What I'm saying now is that there are platforms out there that their core business is for you then to actually provide answers, solutions, instructions, which means articles for software engineers. And that's why people they learned more on Google than they ever did, or what do you see, or at the school or social. Yeah, that's true. So what I'm saying is there are platforms out there, and these platforms, these platforms are willing to pay you for quality content. And that is going to lead me to the next place I'm going to show you. So why I could have written the different places down and show it to you, but I think the best way to do that is to show you what somebody else has done along that particular line and showcase it to you. His name is, give me a minute, I'm going to showcase what I'm saying now. So yeah, about that particular writing, I'm focusing on fixed page right now. Fixed page means for every article you write on this particular type of platforms, there's a certain amount of money you're expected to get. So you're not responsible for publicizing your articles or so. You write it there. So they already have an audience, have a community, they have an audience already. So they just want you to write those particular experience you've gone through. They want you to write those particular acts and tricks to programming that you know. And others can come to learn on this other particular platform. And you get paid for it, which is quite interesting. So a minute, please. Okay, I'm seeing that I have quite a lot of questions, but 1 minute. Okay. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen now, and after I share my screen, I'll be going to the next place that I want to show. All right, so 1 minute. So a friend decided that there are tons of places out there for you to actually write articles and you get to make money on them. And his name is what? His name is Daniel. And Daniel decided that I'm going to code a project on GitHub that talks about, yeah, definitely please go and follow Daniel. Daniel did this, my games. So Daniel created an open source repo that allows you, that combines, that lists a lot of platforms out there that allows you to write on their platform and also make money while writing. They also went as far as writing the exact amount that you're going to make on that particular platform, which is amazing, by the way. So please go give Daniel a follow for this. I don't want to copy out his work. I want to demo his work to you and show you his work directly from us itself. So please, this is Daniel's Twitter handle. Please give him a shout out. Please help me tweet at him and tell him thank you exactly for this project he has done. It takes a lot of time and energy to build an open source project and still maintain it. So I'll be going to Daniel's GitHub now to actually showcase Daniel's work. A minute, please. Oh, can I share the GitHub handle? Yeah, definitely. I will share the GitHub handle. In fact, let me copy the GitHub handle and post the GitHub handle here. Good. I've posted the GitHub handle. But then I would also do a demo for the GitHub handle right now, and we can talk about that. Yeah, this is Daniel's GitHub. This is GitHub, and this is the name, Community Writer Programs. So yeah, paid writer probably should have enough of incentive and cost. So this is different platforms now. Adam the Automator, you get $100 per article. Agora, $250 per article. Archetype, $100 per article. Auto, $200 per article. Okay, I've even marked this auto myself. Cycle C at $200 per article. Clubhouse.io, $600 per article. Wow! What have I been doing with my life? $600 per article. If I write 4 articles in a week or more, and to $2,400 per week. How is that in a month? 4 weeks in a month. See something, Clubhouse, $600 per article. Code Tutorial Plus, $100 per article. Code Magic. Applications are currently closed, but you can check that it can be open now, sure. I don't want to start opening all the links because I have tons of links here. Content Lab, $500 article. You understand? So Daniel has compiled tons and tons of resources, tons and tons of platforms here to actually talk about the different platforms that pay you for actually writing an article on their platform. So go to Daniel's GitHub and check out this particular README, and it's amazing the work he has done here already. It takes a lot of research, reading. As it takes tutorial points, $500 per article. See, so when you go out there, what you've learned. Now the thing is, you might think that you don't have enough experience to write an article, but no, it's not like that. As long as you understand it itself, I'm not going to advise you just because of money, you go out there and just write anything. No. What I'm saying is, if you are confident, you don't even have to be confident. As long as you know it, you've worked on it before. I bet you that there's a lot of people out there also that are about to get to that particular stage you are, and whatever it is you've written will actually help them a long way. So go out there and write articles, create your own personal blog. And this is even good. Create a blog on Hashnode. That is good. Now, some platforms, there's something called, is it course writing or course publishing also? What course publishing means is, I'm not sure if that's a particular term, but it means that you can write an article and post or publish that same article on different platforms. So you could write an article on airgear.io, and if they allow course publishing, you can still write the same article on Hashnode also. And Hashnode is so amazing that they allow you have ownership of your platform, of your articles and course. So yeah, write an article, or for a start, before maybe, there are a lot of things to watch out for when you're writing articles, and to keep users engaged and not to make it just codey. You start writing on Hashnode for now, and you start, as you get better. Then I know you can definitely start writing for platforms also and get paid for it. But yeah, even if you are getting paid for it, please continue to write on Hashnode, because Hashnode is free for users. And that means is that nobody will be blocked. Nobody will have to enter a paywall to get into the knowledge you're trying to share. So please continue writing for Hashnode also. So yeah, this is Daniel's work, which is nice. Thank you very much. Okay. It's been 37 minutes. It's been 37 minutes. Okay. I still have a monetization to talk about actually. So what I want to do now is, if you are sitting down, please stand up. Stand up. It's time for you to stretch. So if you are sitting down, please stand up, and please tell us in the live section that you're actually up right now. So just reply with up. Section that you're up. It's time for you to stand up. Just chat section. Type up if you're up. Stretch your body. So please up. Yeah, you must stretch your body. Stretch your body. It's needed. Don't be sitting down. I sit down for 37 minutes. God, why are we sitting down for 37 minutes? It's even against the law. Sit down for 37 minutes. So please stand up. Stretch your body. Up, not Cardi B. Wow, I have no idea what you're talking about, Sha. Okay, so thank you very much. All right, so I still have one last thing to talk about, which is web monetization, but yeah, Edidiong, you have the floor. Let's go.
Yeah, so I thought you were done with your slides, so quickly go through the remaining questions. So if you're not, you could talk about web monetization, yes, and then we could answer the remaining questions.
Yeah, let me end this web monetization, and then we can definitely talk about this now.
All right, awesome.
Keep it up. maybe next one we do is you jump up again, but but just stand up and just move your body now, all right? Okay, so yeah, Edidiong, I'm here with you. You want to have ask some questions?
So I'm not sure the five questions you answered already. Okay, yeah, someone asked if you can share the link to Dano's repo. I bet you answered that.
Yeah, I did. I shared it already, and I'll share it again.
All right, cool. So what's your opinion on NFTs?
NFT.
Yeah.
See, but my own opinion is that me, I want to NFT my face. Here you get put it here and go and sell it online. NFT is interesting, actually. The whole concept of NFT is interesting. That means, and it's also tricky. It's also tricky also because you could definitely. I've not deep dive into the concept of NFT, but what I understand is that you could sell virtual ownership of products to people online. And the interesting thing is you can get people to bid on it. So the highest person gets to pay for that. Somebody paid for somebody's tweets. Yeah. But now the question is the reward itself. How do you get the reward? Some people said bargain right also, which I don't really subscribe to. What I'm saying is if you pay for somebody's tweet, how is it that the tweet becomes your own? That's it. See that you now have the right to frame it on your wall or what? I don't understand, Sha. So yeah, the concept of NFT, don't let me dive into it that much. I'm still making my research on it, but it looks very fascinating and very interesting actually. Yeah. But if you ask me about NFS on the other hand, that's interesting. That's a game I love so much. And it's very similar to NFT. NFS, Need for Speed, NFT, non-fungible token. So it's not even the organization, but something like that. So yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, next question.
All right, cool. So just answer. I'll ask you one more question, then you can go ahead and talk about web monetization, and you could wrap up the session. Is that okay with you?
Definitely.
All right, cool. So the question is, how do I protect myself as a freelancer? Do I really need to have a contract kind of a thing or an agreement that states the work relationship to avoid cases of delivering more than what is agreed upon initially? Hi, did you hear me? Okay, I'm not sure if it's my internet or Sultan's internet. Can anyone please confirm if they can still hear me? Oh, okay.
We can hear it's Sultan's internet, so let's wait a little bit for the connection to come back.
All right, no worries.
Meanwhile, don't forget to share your feedback or your thoughts on social media with the Hashnode Bootcamp hashtag, because you have the chance to win a t-shirt, and we look forward to see your thoughts. So please do it and let us know.
Yep. Okay.
It's a bit unfortunate, but it happens. I had problems last time as well. I couldn't log in at the end.
Yeah, internet connection is, it's the bad thing that can happen to anybody, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I believe he'll come back on board in like a couple of minutes.
So if there are any bloggers around here, can you tell us how do you monetize your blog? I'm interested to see that, because I'm only using Coil. So you can just reply in the chat.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Who knows, might find better ways to make money. Catalin.
Yeah. I'm really interested because I don't run. Oh, Sultan should be back soon.
Yeah, it looks like he's back. Sultan, can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Testing cool. Mic 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, over and out.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so you could just run through like the final session on web monetization, and then we'll wrap up the session. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so let me share my screen and talk about web monetization itself. Yeah, so web monetization, which is fixed price and web monetization. So the whole concept of web monetization itself is to allow individuals put their content out there and get tips on this particular content. Content could be games, could be software, could be articles, could be video, music, podcast, anything itself. That's the opposite of monetization. And it's fascinating that the way monetization is built, it's cross-platform, cross-country, cross anything, and it's really, really interesting. Like, it's a new technology. It has been around for a very long time. It has been passed by the W3C, that's the World Web Consortium, W3C, and it's something that in the next 2, 3, 4 years it will really be everywhere. So what web monetization means is you have an account as an individual. It's called a wallet, and you also have a payment pointer that's like linked to that particular wallet. So what happens is when you create content out there, it's like you're attaching a signature to that particular content, saying this belongs to Sultan, this belongs to Didi, this belongs to Catalin, this belongs to anybody out there. And then people come to use that particular content. And of course, the whole idea of you creating a content is to do things. One is to generate revenue, money. And also for you to share knowledge one way or the other, or make it entertain people just to achieve a particular goal. That's it. Now, you get to share that particular feeling, the goal, the trade of the article, the video, the software, the podcast with people, and you also get to generate revenue from that. And that means that if something like this should continue, the whole concept of video as having to sell user privacy would stop a lot. The tons of blocking ads would stop a lot. And people can actually tokens for a particular content they're actually consuming. So let's say if I'm using web monetization right now on this particular platform that we're using for this talk, it means that there's no particular, there's different, depending on the platform, there's calculations to how you actually receive money. But if all of you on these platforms are web monetized users, I get to make money from giving this talk, which would be so amazing. Please, my big tag is Sultan, by the way. So what I'm saying is, no, don't send and don't give me tip on a beg, please. Just joking. So what I'm saying is, the concept of monetization is something that we've always needed, and now it's available and it's going rapidly and amazingly. So yeah, that is what monetization is. You have a payment pointer, and folks get to pay you directly through Koi. Koi is like a provider of monetization, and there will definitely be several other providers also like Koi. So when you want to talk about web monetization, let me look for the best way to actually do that is. Let me see, web monetization. Web monetization. So I wrote an article about web monetization, and I'm going to drop that article over here. I'm going to drop the article here in the chat section. Okay, so it contains everything about web monetization. And please, am I still live? It looks like I can't see anybody chatting or I can't hear from anybody. Hello, Didi, are you there?
Yes, you're still live. I can still hear you on my end. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you very much. So yeah, I'm done with that. This is my friend's profile again one more time. Please go to GitHub, check out the list of locations he has dropped. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you giving this talk. My name is Sultan.
Thank you very much for
facilitating the
session, Sultan. It was very insightful, and I definitely learned more ways to make money. I know Catalin likes making money though, so
I can share. I can share some of those money with me.
Yeah, no, just send your account number to Catalin. He's going to send you some money.
Who doesn't like money, honestly?
Well, some people like it a lot more than others.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Let's thank Sultan. Please say a nice thank you in the chat. Follow him on social media. He shares a lot of interesting stuff, and when it's not educational, it's very funny. So you're either entertained or you learn something. I really enjoyed this talk. Thank you once again. And regarding the next talk is on 14th of April, which is on Wednesday, by Annie, and she's talking about building effective developer portfolio. That was all from us. Thank you very much to everyone, to Sultan, to you for listening and coming, and see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, so before we leave, I just want to talk about if it is going to add something about web monetization. So Hashnode already has the web monetization feature. So go to your blog's dashboard and click on integrations and you find it. And we're also working on some other interesting ways that people could also monetize their blog as well on Hashnode. So just stay tuned for that. Thank you. Bye.